Ocean Gate is worse than he thought. Now, I would like to say I don't know much about Ocean Gate. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not paying attention to that shit, bro. But anyway, let's get into it.
In 1912, the Titanic claimed 1,500 lives. In 2023, it claimed 5 more.
I'm Stockton Rush, and I was the pilot today.
To the Titanic. Stockton was designing a mousetrap for billionaires.
It's against time for the U.S. Coast Guard. They're looking for a missing tourist submersible near the wreckage of the Titanic.
Tonight, an international search operation is underway.
Why do they keep going to that shit? Like, what's there that we haven't found in all these years? I do wonder, like, why?
Like the Titanic, it was a disaster just waiting to happen.
I've broken some rules to make this. I think I've broken them with logic and good
Oh
engineering.
my gosh.
At some point, safety is pure waste.
Yo, hearing this and knowing that these people died is so crazy. Like, I didn't pay much attention to this shit, but I still know like people died. And it's so, bro, it's so bad hearing all of this right now.
Submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body.
He quite literally.
How did they even
went out
get
with the
approval
biggest
to
bang.
go down there?
Who was the last
Or
person
can
to
you just
murder
go
two
down
billionaires?
there? Oh my gosh. Stockton Rush.
Stockton was supposedly a very smart boy, a graduate of Princeton University, and the youngest jet transport pilot in the world.
I wanted to be an astronaut. That's why I got an engineering degree. I watched Star Trek, Star Wars, all the video, and I wanted to see those alien life forms. And eventually I realized, one, I wasn't going to go to space, and I wasn't going to get to Jupiter or Mars, but I did realize that all the cool stuff that I thought was out there is actually underwater.
Stockton had become an expert in
Facts. A lot of the ocean is still unexplored. Like a big chunk of the ocean is still unexplored. But he didn't even go to explore all those things. Like, what is he talking about? All those aliens are not where the Titanic is at. They're on the what deep level of the ocean. As like, what is he talking about, bro?
aerospace engineering. He did this in hopes of becoming the first person to set foot on Mars. But unfortunately for Stockton, someone else was likely to beat him to it.
And one day, we will indeed occupy Mars.
And maybe that's why Stockton decided to create the SpaceX of the ocean.
We always called ourselves SpaceX for the oceans. When I first
Oh
met
my
Stockton, he
gosh.
struck me as a very
It's literally nothing but ego. It is literally nothing but ego. You could tell. You could just tell from all of that. It is driven by ego.
intelligent person. He also struck me as a very savvy engineer. Elon's doing the same thing at SpaceX, right?
So Stockton's obsession with space quickly became an obsession with the ocean.
And what I wanted to do with the business was just move the needle, get people excited about the ocean, explore the ocean, and discover what was out there.
Stockton's philosophy was simple. Why would we use resources to explore space when we haven't even fully explored Earth and its oceans? There's so much to explore in the ocean, as only 25% has been mapped with modern technology.
There will be a time when people will go to space at much less cost and very regularly. I think the same thing's going to happen going underwater. It's going to get less expensive and much more accessible. That's where we're going to have cities, and that's where people are going to be. They're going to be down there exploring. To me, we'll have cities underwater before we have them.
I wonder how much of this shit was driven by pure curiosity and how much was driven by the fact that, oh shit, I can make a lot of money if I'm able to do this fast. Because SpaceX is funded. Now this is not accurate. I don't know anything, but it is funded. Like they do have a lot of government backing, if I remember correctly. So I wonder how much of that is driven by the fact that, wait, I can have this too. I can have all those billions. I can have, that tax exemption. I can have all of those things. I wonder how much of that is driven by that shit.
Up in
On
space.
the moon?
Yeah.
And this was Stockton's vision, an underwater city that would provide humans with sustainable resources for generations.
If you think about the Earth as really the landmass that we all occupy, then there are 3 planets worth of resources available in the ocean. Minerals, chemicals, biological. It is a vast, huge opportunity.
An opportunity that was being overlooked in favor of space exploration.
Establishing a self-sustaining base on Mars.
The future of mankind is underwater. It's not on Mars. We're not going to have a base on Mars.
Oh yeah, he's driven by money. Money and ego.
Because when the sun,
Money and
sun
ego's
extinguishes,
driving this shit,
there will
bruh.
still be hydrothermal vents, and there will still be those life forms down there that are living off chemosynthesis that don't need the sun. You know, if we trash this planet, the best lifeboat for mankind is underwater.
But getting humans to the bottom of the ocean is a very difficult task. It's dangerous, it's expensive,
There's a regulatory challenge.
and the current regulations wouldn't allow Stockton to build a submarine that could go deeper than 150 feet.
I think over time, Stockton just realized that the only way we were going to be able to help humanity unlock the secrets of the ocean was to get past the regulations. And
Help humanity. This has nothing to do with humanity. It was simply about himself, bruh. Let's not lie now.
just prove that it could be done as safely as possible.
At some point, safety just is pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything.
Yeah. It's crazy hearing this, knowing that people died. Like they all died, I think.
So for the next few years, Stockton continued breaking the rules. He'd go on to document his entire journey in 4K, and he'd give lectures on submarine safety along the way.
And one of the things I came up with are the myths. One is that subs are dangerous. In the last 35 years, there hasn't been a serious injury, and there have been over 15 million people go in them. But they're statistically the safest vehicles on the planet.
Bruh, he literally broke that shit himself. There haven't been that many whatever accidents or whatever. He broke that shit. He literally broke that shit. Oh my gosh.
Stockton didn't always have this attitude towards safety. The early days of OceanGate were an entirely different story.
Only after a complete systems test is the OceanGate crew ready to dive.
The company's first sub was a vessel called Antipodes, and it was the perfect test sub for OceanGate.
It's our first sub, Antipodes, and we use that as our training sub. 58 inches diameter. It is about 15 feet long.
This sub had already been certified by the American Bureau of Shipping, so there was a very slim chance of it imploding. It was designed to withstand depths of around 1,000 feet, which is impressive, but nowhere near the depth of the Titanic.
This is where the Titanic is on the ocean floor.
Oh my gosh. Yo, to all those who don't know, by the way, the average like deep sea diving research thing, they don't even go to 10,000. They don't even go to 7,000. They don't go that far. I think it was something 1,500 or I can't remember. It was 1,500 or 2,000, somewhere there. Oh my gosh, that shit is far down, bro. No wonder so little people have been there.
500 feet of water.
But OceanGate weren't ready for the Titanic just yet. At this point, they were just a local submarine team, and in the early days, their eyes were set on some lesser-known shipwrecks.
A local submarine team is exploring the wreck of a luxury passenger liner that sank 90 years ago this spring off the coast of Port Townsend.
Today we're doing our third day of diving on the SS Governor.
The SS Governor was located in Washington, and it was often referred to as the area's mini Titanic.
The Governor was a luxury liner that was on its way from San Francisco to Seattle on April 1st, 1921. Shortly after midnight, it collided with a freighter. 8 of the 240 people on board went down with the ship.
For years, there have been rumors that it went down with a loaded safe.
The safe, the infamous safe.
So a lot of people really don't care about the thing, like how it failed and how all those things. They just treasure hunting is what I'm getting. Like they don't care about anything else besides treasure, whatever could be on there. They don't care about structural failure, how we could have been better, or whatever. I guess now they probably figured it out. I don't follow anything related to boating. So it's just all about the money. It's just chasing treasure. Wow.
That safe is believed to contain around $4 million worth of gold coins. At first, I thought OceanGate was trying to pull off a $4 million submarine heist. You know, just like the opening scene in the first Titanic movie.
It's payday, boys.
But as it turns out, even if they did happen to find the treasure, they would have been forced to hand it over to the man who owns its salvage rights. So I guess OceanGate weren't in
You
this
can
area for
own
profit.
a
They really just wanted to explore the area and test their new sub's
Wow.
capabilities.
The crew of the sub is
So that nigga is guaranteed 4 million if that shit ever. No wonder they don't care about finding that shit. Like, nah, bro. What's the point? If he wants that 4 million, let him go down there. Let him go down there and get that shit. No wonder people don't care. If you can own salvage rights to, so how many other ships and cruise ships have went down with treasure, but somebody owns the salvage rights, so nobody actually cares. I didn't even know about this shit.
practicing its approaches to the governor in 240 feet of water for a much more dangerous inspection of the Montebello at 900 feet down.
After the mini Titanic, OceanGate would move on to a much deeper shipwreck. Their goal was to ramp up the depths of their dives, one shipwreck at a time.
It's part of our ramp up to a California expedition that we're doing in September to a shipwreck called the SS Montebello.
The Montebello was a U.S. oil tanker that was torpedoed by a Japanese sub off the coast of California during World War II.
The SS Montebello was not another ship holding treasure. In fact, it was quite the opposite.
It went down with an estimated 70,000 barrels of oil on board.
And it's posing a huge environmental threat to California's coastline.
OceanGate,
I mean, at least in the beginning, they had something that they wanted to do other than chasing money.
wanted to make a name for themselves by preventing this environmental threat, and their plan was to create a 3D map of the wreck using their new sonar technology.
The team is also testing the latest in 2- and 3-dimensional sonar equipment.
And we're taking our sub and our Blueview sonar
They
system
genuinely
down there to
had
create a 3D
good
map of
intentions
that
in the
wreck.
beginning,
Not many
but
people know about
I
these
guess that's
expeditions, but they were a
how
critical
everything
part
starts.
of OceanGate's early days. And after mapping out that oil spill, they were ready for phase 2 of their company's mission.
An historic Washington state tragedy is helping head off a future one down the coast. In Seattle, Gary Chittum, King 5 News.
This local submarine team was taking over the ocean. Stockton increases the budget, and after 130 successful dives, investors were asking the same question. Was this team going to be the next SpaceX?
Yep,
Name
I
of the
mean,
company,
we knew
OceanGate
it.
Incorporated. It's
We
a
knew it.
cutting-edge, high-tech firm out of the Midwest, awaiting imminent patent
Once investors start getting in, bro, I can guarantee shit start going south.
approval on their next generation.
But also, it's not just the investors who make things go south. You, as the owner yourself, are responsible for that shit. You made that shit. You made all those decisions as well.
Of submersible vehicles. Right now, the stock trades over the counter at 10 cents a share. But with the collaboration of one of hip-hop's biggest stars, our analysts indicate it could go a heck of a lot higher than that. Macklemore was on top of the world in 2014. It was the year he won 4 Grammy Awards.
That's who he was talking about? Oh my gosh. He had
His most
influence like
underrated
that?
win year
Fuck no.
was his collaboration with Stockton Rush.
I think we're gonna find sharks.
There is no
The pair
way.
would team up in search of the incredibly rare 6-gill shark, a trait that was very uncommon amongst most shark species.
What is the probability that we will see a shark today?
Somewhere between 0 and 100.
Macklemore had been a fan of sharks his entire life, and he was pretty skeptical that Stockton would find a shark as rare as the 6-gill.
If we don't see a shark, you'll buy me a shark.
Little one.
A baby shark.
Yeah, baby.
All right. That's a deal.
Good deal. Okay.
But little did he know,
Who
they would
fucking
find a
knew
shark.
Macklemore
In that
had
yellow
motion like
submarine
that?
Under 400 feet of water, Stockton and Macklemore were going to create memories that would last forever.
Oh my god!
6-gill. 6-gill. Topside. We have a 6-gill at the viewport.
Very exciting. Didn't think it was gonna happen. Pulled it out. Our mission is complete.
And that was it. That was the business model at the time for OceanGate.
We do dives looking for 6-gill sharks and things like that are at 5,000.
It's a very unusual business. It's its own category. It's a new type of travel.
They were
And eventually,
cranking.
they'd be selling
They were
tickets to the
cranking.
Titanic for up to $200.
Yeah, See how things just changed? What happened to all that environmental shit? They was chasing after SpaceX, and SpaceX is trying to be a tourist thing as well. All these people going to space are like, oh yeah, we're gonna colonize other. Bro, you're not gonna live on Mars, nigga. Let's keep it a buck.
$150,000 a person. However, it wasn't going to be in Antipodes. Remember, this yellow sub was only certified for dives that were 1/12 the depth of the Titanic. And unfortunately for Stockton, you couldn't just buy or rent a sub that was capable of going 12,500 feet. Stockton believed it was the strict laws and regulations that were preventing him from innovating the submersible industry. So he came to the—
Damn, why is that more strict than airspace? Like ocean space is more strict than airspace. Like a random nigga can buy like a plane, but you can't buy a submarine that goes that far. But you can buy a private jet. Whoa, what? Why is it more strict?
conclusion that he only had one reasonable option remaining, building his own sub.
Initially, we didn't think we were going to build our own subs. We thought we were going to get somebody else to build our subs. The industry standard just wouldn't allow for them to build what we felt we needed.
And I guess it's harder to track submarines because a lot of the governments have submarines doing recon, so it's easier to track a plane than it is a submarine. I guess that's why things are so strict.
What we thought humanity needed to explore the ocean.
So they did what a lot of companies do. They break the rules and act now, then they ask for forgiveness later. And the name they decided to give their first custom-built sub?
Cyclops, a new manned submersible, now undergoing sea trials.
There you go. That's pretty good right there. Okay.
It was time to go all in. Stockton was going to ignore the industry's strict rules and regulations. It was time to prove them all wrong.
Cyclops is going to be a very useful tool for any organization, company, or institution that needs to go underwater and perform tasks at depth.
Cyclops is the newest creation of OceanGate, a for-profit private company in partnership with the University of Washington's Applied Physics Laboratory.
We couldn't have done it without that partnership. You know, the Applied Physics Lab has been effectively our engineering partner.
But this wasn't going to be a usual submarine. Stockton wanted to create the most simple and easy to use submarine on the market.
Stockton is very interested in being able to quickly train pilots, have pilots be able to come in and use this thing without having to go through weeks of training on there.
Solution?
Did he, in his mind, probably in his mind, he wanted to be able to sell those submarines. So not only was he trying to create a tourist economy, but he was trying to create, let's just call it a vehicle economy. He wanted to be able to sell that submarine to like billionaires, to all wealthy individuals who would want it. I think that was his game plan this entire time. That's why he wanted it to be so easy. He is actually crazy. It goes back to what I said. He was chasing money, bro.
Video game controller.
We use this game controller to drive the sub. First thing is there are two dead man switches. You have to press one of these buttons and now it's ready to go.
And in 2015, the sub was ready to go. So Stockton organized.
So they switched from Sony to Logic.
The big reveal.
Why?
And the
Why did they
christening
change
ceremony
controllers?
was set to begin.
Okay, on behalf of the whole OceanGate team and all the team members who are here tonight, I christen the Cyclops.
They're even treating it like a ship.
So all of our test program has been about incremental.
Why are they using PS3? Why are they using PS3 controllers?
With Cyclops 1 out here.
Those are official ones too.
One thing, and that's the pressure vessel, and making sure that component is safe and capable of handling depths down to 4,000 meters repeatedly.
I feel so lucky I got to do one dive while the Cyclops was here.
But Cyclops wasn't the final product. Cyclops 2 began development a few years later, although Stockton didn't like that name very much. So they rebranded to Titan.
Hi, my name is Stockton Rush. I'm the CEO and founder of OceanGate. Let's take a look at Titan.
If you thought Cyclops was simplistic, just wait till you see its successor.
It's got one button, and that's it. We have our...
Yeah. He was trying to create an economy of where he could sell all this shit, bro. Did anybody even report that shit? Did anybody even see this? I mean, probably did. They probably did. Who knows? Or maybe I'm the first person to think about it like that. And if I am, I want my credit. I want my name, Chiyozu, everywhere that I seen it. I saw right through him.
control screen here, our sonar screen here, and we can put any image we want in the back.
It's one of the only subs that can hold 5 people.
It's also the only one with a toilet. Sort of.
There were some parts that kind
Yeah,
of
he
looked
was
like
trying
they
to
held
sell it
together.
as a
And
car.
yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on!
And so what if people laughed? Titan was fully operational in just a few years, and it was all made possible with the leadership of Stockton Rush.
You know what's crazy is that them being able to do it is gonna inspire a whole new way of creating submarines. Obviously, it failed because it went to a depth where it shouldn't have, right? I don't know how it actually failed and what was the reasons, but it was able to be created. It worked. It was done using off-the-shelf things. It was able to be controlled via a controller. You understand that they actually did push things further. They just went too far. They went too far. If he stopped at a reasonable point to show like, yo, it's actually possible, I could see how certain laws would be like, okay, we see it's possible now. Let's see what laws you essentially broke and where we can amend that, okay, those certain things can work now. We just need them to be improved so and so. We need these safety things to be improved. We need that and that and that. And it could have been a whole new wave of submarines going. I wonder if that shit is in play right now. I wonder how many companies are looking at this like, we can do that shit. We can build it for cheaper. It's just that it can't go that deep, to Titan level. To the Titanic level, I mean.
Stockton. There's some luck here. High five on White Comics. Here we go. Okay. Maybe a win-win. Maybe.
And as days became months and months became years,
It worked.
that little sub
It
was
worked.
passing every test imaginable.
This is why you want your pilot to be an engineer.
He believed that building this sub would help him
Oh
unlock
my
the secrets
gosh,
of
he
the
just
ocean.
went too
But
further,
Stockton
bro.
wasn't
He
building
just
his
went
own
too
submarine.
further.
He was building his own coffin.
It's a miracle it can do what it does when you look at it there, because when you look at it, it is very small. Yeah, it looks like it's put together with a piece of string, but it's not, obviously.
We can scale to multiple vehicles relatively quickly because we've used commercially off-the-shelf products.
What did I
for
say?
almost everything.
We can scale to multiple vehicles quickly. They were literally trying to sell this to other people.
We do. We can bring additional vessels online in a matter of months as opposed to years or decades.
So Stockton plans to
It's
create
right there.
even more low-budget submersibles.
right there.
And soon enough, he was going to have his own fleet of submarines. The only question being, were they safe?
Absolutely fucking not.
I'd like to be remembered as an innovator. I think it was General MacArthur said, "You're remembered for the rules you break." And I've broken some rules to make this. I think I've broken them with logic and good engineering behind me. The carbon fiber and titanium, there's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did.
The most controversial feature of Titan was its carbon fiber hull. This was considered controversial because the industry standard material was titanium.
Engineers zero in on titanium, a super strong and lightweight material that would allow deep-sea vehicles to reach the Titanic. It is with this material that today's most inventive submarine builders continue to push technology forward to penetrate the ocean's deepest regions.
But Stockton didn't like titanium. He believed carbon fiber was the better material.
Carbon fiber
Wait, he disliked it himself for no other reason, or
is 3 times better on a strength to buoyancy basis than titanium. And underwater, that's what you care about. It's not strength to weight, it's strength to buoyancy. And yet no one had done that.
Titan was able to skirt the law by operating in international waters, and although it passed multiple test dives, many believed the carbon fiber hull was slowly being damaged over time.
If the sub passed its pressure test, it wasn't going to fail on the first dive, but it's going to fail over time. It might fail on dive 7, which is insidious. You don't get that with steel or with titanium.
Carbon fiber is a great material. It's better than titanium. It's better than a lot of other materials. When I started the business, old-timers in the industry told me I was nuts, and they continue to tell me that.
So Stockton continued operating his carbon fiber sub, recording the entire assembly process along the way.
Oh yeah, so that will be the pressure vessel for Cyclops 2. It will go to 4,000 meters. to be the deepest diving carbon fiber sub ever built. When it goes to 4,000 meters, we'll be the only one out there. I'm going to be the first guy in the sub.
So why did they not test this? Why did they not test it like with a diver in a diving suit in the submarine going down to as low as they can and then seeing what happens? Did they not do that? Did they do that and it worked? And when they did it again, it just failed? So it failed over time like they were saying?
It's pretty simple, but if we mess it up, there's not a lot of recovery.
With his goal being to explore the bottom of the ocean, you'd reasonably expect some sort of certification from a third-party agency. However, Titan was never certified by any regulatory body, and that's because Stockton believed that these agencies were
over the top in their rules and regulations, but they had nothing with carbon fiber. So we had to go out and work on that. And one of the things I learned is, you know, when you're outside the box, it's really hard to tell how far outside the box you really are. And we were pretty far out there. So we have a carbon fiber hull.
His thoughts about breaking the rules is really about thinking outside the box and coming up with innovative solutions.
I mean, anything when you're trying something outside the box, people inside the box think you're nuts. Same thing when Elon Musk was doing SpaceX. Inside the box.
Oh my gosh.
Titan
Niggas
continued
obsessed,
to pass every
bro.
test that Stockton could throw at it, and eventually, Titan needed a new milestone, a new goal to reach. So can you guess where it was headed next?
The goal was, where do you want to go in the ocean? What is the most known site in the ocean? And it's clearly the Titanic. It became a must-do dive. I read an article that said there are 3 words in the English language that are known throughout the planet, and that's Coca-Cola, God, and Titanic.
If you ever watched the 1997 movie, you'd know it's a combination of both
Damn,
history and
Titanic got
fiction.
emotion like
the
that?
film centers around the fictional love triangle of Rose, Jack, and Caledon. And when shit hits the fan, we'd get to see the characters' true colors.
What, him? What, you're a gutter rat!
I'd rather be his than your wife.
But remember, this story was just fictional. However, on the other side of the ship, we'd get a glimpse of the story that kicks off our sequel, Titanic 2.
Please, Ida, get into the boat. No!
This is Isidore and Ida Strauss, 2 passengers who were actually on board the Titanic in 1912. Their tale is well documented and has been recreated in various films and musicals.
We've been together for 40 years. And where you go, I go. Don't argue with me, Isidore. You know it does no good.
Isidore and Ida would go down with the ship in 1912, but not
That's
before
love
having a
right
number
there.
of descendants. One of them
That's
being
love
the
right there.
communications director at OceanGate, and who also just so happened to be married to a man named Stockton. And maybe that's why Stockton was so obsessed with continuously going down to the Titanic.
And our goal is to go back to the Titanic year after year, scan it with sonar, and document the wreck and its decay and discover what we can discover.
And so the stage was set for the adventure of a lifetime.
Discover
But
what
Stockton-
though? The industry has clearly solved certain problems, I assume, about how the Titanic sank. So what were they trying to discover? Treasure, bro. It was all about treasure. I doubt anything was related to the Titanic. They wanted to find shit that was there, bro.
Couldn't fund these expeditions on his own, so he began advertising his once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to the public, and the now-deleted promotional video was set to be released.
OceanGate Expeditions offers you the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a specially trained crew member safely diving to the Titanic.
You know it's bad when you have to advertise to the public. That's when you know it's bad. Because you telling me you, as the rich nigga you are, couldn't find other rich people to do this shit? That's when you know it's bad.
Titanic wreckage site. Get ready for what Jules Verne could only
And I'm
imagine.
talking about rich people who are above. I'm talking about wealthy, not rich people. Wealthy.
The OceanGate Titanic experience.
We partnered with aerospace experts at the University of Washington, NASA, and Boeing on the design of our hull.
It's very well engineered and very safe, but
NASA was probably not involved like that. That's one thing we know about companies. When they start naming other companies to prove their credibility, usually it was just consulting, it was that and that. But maybe I'm wrong. But I do know in real life, now I'm talking about real life, I'm not talking about OceanGate now. A lot of companies, they would mention other companies, But that other company was not really involved like that. They're just using it for credibility. Be careful of that shit, bro.
Very focused on safety first.
Not 1 second of me experiencing anything from OceanGate
Damn,
have I ever
Chelsea.
felt unsafe.
As I pointed out on the bridge earlier, your safety
Ain't said
plans
too
are on
much.
vessel.
Come join us on our next expedition. Don't miss the opportunity to be part of history. The OceanGate Titanic experience. There's truly nothing else like it.
This shit reeks of a
This
scam.
wasn't just another episode.
If I seen that
of
shit on
Black Mirror,
TV,
nor
I'll
was
be
it an
like,
episode
that shit
of
is a
The Twilight
scam.
Zone. This was reality. And although quite a few people were eager to get themselves a ticket, there was still one question that remained.
What's the level of danger with this type of expedition?
Well, surprisingly, the safest part of the expedition will be the submarine part. In the last 35 years, there hasn't been an injury on a commercial private sub, although there have been over 50
He
million
literally
people
broke
going
that.
there. Going to
He
sea
broke
is
that history.
principally a risky
He broke it
activity,
himself.
but we're doing everything we can to make sure that it's as safe and comfortable as possible.
He didn't even answer the question.
Stockton went on quite a few media runs during
I
this
hate
period.
when that's not even a journalist. I think that's a reporter. I hate when they move on. He didn't even answer the question. Oh well, you know, the safest part is the submarine. That's not an answer to the question. It's not.
Goal of highlighting OceanGate's mission.
Our rule is we risk capital, we don't risk people.
The media coverage before the incident flaunted a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It looks like there are these rust formations. That's actually what's left over from the bacteria that's consuming it at a huge rate.
Really? So we may not be able to see it forever. So go get into a submersible now.
Finally, the crew seemed to
Literally
foster a culture of
promotion.
safety. There were checklists, inspections before and after every dive, and a 3 strikes rule. If 3 things seemed out of the ordinary, no matter how minor, they'd cancel the dive.
But the media coverage after Titan's implosion was an entirely different story.
Everyone I know keeps asking me the same question. Why would you get on that dangerous sub?
A 60-minute special identifying over 30 members of the maritime community who warned Stockton about Titan's safety procedures, and a chief
Damn.
submersible pilot who was fired and subsequently sued for speaking out against OceanGate.
If someone
Damn.
raised a safety concern, as the chief pilot did, they were not only not listened to, they were silenced.
So all these people waited for that shit to fail, then started investigating. Oh my gosh, bro.
But with all that being said, if you did manage to get a ticket to the Titan expedition, you can't say that Stockton didn't warn you.
This is an experimental sub. People are informed that it's very dangerous down there. It's an open book.
He
here.
literally
If you have
just
any
said
questions about what's
himself,
going on,
yeah, the sub is
who's
safe.
monitoring about carpet fiber problems we had, rumors of problems we had, actual problems.
So he's
we
telling
had.
two
You know,
different
feel free
stories
to
at the
ask.
same
We're happy
time.
to show everything. We want everyone going into this fully informed. This is an experimental sub. This is a dangerous environment. It's 6,000 PSI. Very few people have been down there. And so we want to make sure that you're going in with an open eye and you understand what's going on. If you don't want to do it at any time, feel free to say, hey, I want to take a pass, and we can work something out. You know, maybe bring you another year.
We can work something out. Nigga, give me back my money. Give me back my money, gang. I can guarantee you a certain percent of that money, like you can't get back. They're gonna claim like, oh, a deposit or something like that. Or you're not getting anything back because it's experimental. It's a one life thing. It's a one-time thing. Limited availability and all of that. So you're likely not even getting your money back if you say, you know what? I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. We can work something out. Nigga, give me my money. Give me my money, right?
But, you know, really want to make sure you're aware of all this.
And as a last-ditch effort to limit their liability, you'd also have to sign OceanGate's waiver.
Yeah.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death.
Death.
Where do I sign?
Death. Wow.
June 18th, 2023, the OceanGate Titanic experience is set to begin.
Are reporting the dive is a go. Please stand by.
5 crew members are sealed into the submersible, and so is their fate.
The
also Stockton Rush, businessman Hamish Harding,
French explorer Paul-Henri Nargeolet.
Businessman Shahzad Dawood and his 19-year-old son, Suleiman, were on the expedition as part of a Father's Day trip.
Everything was going according to plan.
One of the questions about this is how risky is
How much
going
was
this
one
up.
ticket, I
Turns
wonder?
out in this expedition, probably the safest thing will be once you're underwater.
Or was it that
Once I'm a
250,000
couple of feet
thing?
underwater,
Was that the
I know
amount?
I'm coming back. I know everybody's coming back.
In just under 2 hours, Titan had lost communication with its mothership, but the crew at the surface did not file a missing report for nearly 8 hours.
What? That
Finally,
long?
Someone snapped.
That long?
Call the fucking Coast Guard.
Vessel disappeared during an underwater mission to tour the
8
Titanic
hours.
wreckage.
And they thought that
Tonight,
was
an
normal?
international search operation is underway.
We'll continue to put every available asset that we have in an effort to
They
find
could have
the
been
Titan
saved,
crew members.
potentially, I
Every
assume.
news station in the world was in on this story. They brought in experts, former passengers, hell, they even got James Cameron on the line.
Stockton Rush asked me if I wanted to go out there and dive this season. You know, I wasn't interested.
And then came the rumors.
Yeah, I just didn't
A link
want to go.
transcripted the crew's
you know.
final moments, and a series
I had no
of
reason.
tapping sounds were supposedly heard around Titan's last known location. But of course,
Oh
both of
my
these rumors
gosh.
were declared fake by the feds.
Tapping sounds are ridiculous.
All that was left was a few hours of oxygen and a race against time.
Have just hours of oxygen left now, heightening the race against time to rescue the 5 people inside.
Time was running out. And well, they did end up finding that submarine.
Debris from the Titan has been brought to the surface from the ocean floor.
Oh my
Several
God,
pieces of the
bro.
doomed vessel.
Once the pressure vessel is, you're certain it's not going to collapse on everybody, everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can...
Oh my gosh, bro. That shit is fucking sad, bro. That shit is sad. And I understand why like people were making fun of it, but oh my God. People died for nothing. Like they had no reason to go there. Half of those people had no even interest in the Titanic like that. They were all chasing nothing. All chasing novelty. All chasing, oh yeah, I went to the Titanic. It was nothing. People died over nothing and a man's ego. A company's ego. Wow. Yo, it's Chiyozi, yo. I'm out of here.